Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tessa. This is going to be a collective tarot reading for Monday, January 24th, 2022. We're just going to get right into the reading. What are the energies that the collective needs to hear for the week of January 23rd? What are the energies that the collective needs to hear for the week of January 23rd? Okay, we're going to take a look to see what card fell on the floor because this can be really significant. Queen of Wands. Some of you are feeling a little bit like the energy that's around you is like preventing you from really being who you are and who you want to be. There could be some heavier stuff going on for you right now. And it's not, you're having a hard time. You know, you could be feeling a lot of different things inside, whether it's anger or resentment, and you're having a really hard time expressing that. Or maybe usually it will come out very aggressively and easily, where normally it seems like it comes out easily. It's a lot heavier right now. Okay, it's like hiding beneath the surface of some other stuff that's going on for you. This could have a lot to do with the fact that the South Node is currently in Scorpio. Of course, it's going to be transiting everyone's natal chart differently. So it really just depends on where you have Scorpio in your chart. With this being an Aries card though, and if we were to go based off of an Aries rising or Aries in the first house, generally speaking, I do use the Placidus house system, so it could be a little different, but generally speaking, Scorpio would fall in the 8th house. And this house does have to do with a lot of hidden things, unconscious things. When I think of something falling under a table, or I think of something that's underneath something, I think of unconscious energies and hidden energies, or even subconscious energies, like emotions that are trying to push through to the surface. Okay, so I think that for a lot of you, like, you really want to start this new beginning. It's like you're trying to push through You're trying to push through in order to have this exciting, passionate new beginning. And maybe like that is how you feel inside. You feel inside like you're excited about life, like you're feeling creative, you're feeling inspired. You feel this energy within you very clearly, but there's something, you know, you're also feeling very like angry about something else, you know? So it's like you're wanting to take charge of your life. You're wanting to go out into the world and do your bidding, right? Like get involved in your creativity, get involved in your spirituality, get involved, you know, be passionate and go after the things that you want. But it's like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, what is it with all these different energies around me that are just like making me angry, that are just like not, you know, there could be energy that's around you that's just like making you angry and making you feel like you're not being seen and you're not being heard and like you're not being appreciated. You know, like you feel like people aren't really seeing you for who you really are. And you're like a fucking no bullshit, like badass bitch, you know? Like you're a warrior. I mean, this is Aries energy. Like you're a motherfucking warrior. And it's like you see that it's like these people that are around you are just they're just not living up to, you know, your expectation. They're just not living up to it. You know, they're just not, they're not seeing you. They're not fighting for you. They're not seeing your value and, you know, the passion that you have. And when you don't feel like you're being seen, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to fucking show you exactly how I'm going to be seen. You know, it's kind of like that anger comes out, that drama, you know, that people are always like, you're right. You know, like the drama, like nobody wants the drama. And you're like, well, bitch, like you're going to get the fucking drama because you're clearly not seeing me. Right? Like, what is up with everybody? King of Pentacles, Taurus energy. We got Aries, we got Taurus. Damn. Okay. Y'all mean business. Y'all are like not playing. You are after that money. You are after creating stability for yourself. You are after creating those long-term goals and like just bossing up and like you're like, you mean business. It's not even funny at this point that like you mean business. Like you are looking for people who are fucking like serious about getting shit done. You're looking for people who are serious about like being like people who are serious about actually like providing stability in your life, not all this like wishy-washy shit, right? Like you're fucking looking for stability and people who are going to, because that's the energy that you're in, like boss energy. Like we're not playing over here. We're talking about business. We're talking about money. We're talking about partner. Like we're talking about getting shit done. Okay. And this is like very much on a soul level too, because the North Node is in Taurus right now, and this is Taurus energy, this King of Pentacles. I mean, he's looking real sharp over here. He's looking real good. You know? North Node in Taurus, it's like focus, right? Slow and steady wins the race though, right? I mean, you know what you're after. you know what you're craving, you know where your passion is going in life, but it's also recognizing like, it's time for me to go do some shit. You're wasting my time, right? It's time for me to go make shit happen for myself. And, you know, F everyone else who is just in my way. Like, you're just in my fucking way. Just get out of my way. Like, don't talk, like, stop talking to me. So, yeah. We have the 9 of Swords. Okay. Mars in Gemini. There's maybe some of you who are not able to sleep, you know, you're up all night thinking, you know, you can't, your mind is just all over the place. You could be thinking about lots of different things. You could be feeling very kind of like I don't know if I want to use the word burden, but just kind of like attacked with different energy. But it's like energy that's within your own head, okay? But feeling very, you know, like there's just so much that's going on in your mind, you know. There could be a lot of different things that you're thinking about. And it could be mixed up with things that you know you have to do, things that you know you have to get done. And it could be mixed up with like, you know, things relating to people too, things related to friendships or relationships or, you know, like lovers or like whatever the case may be. But there's definitely a lot going on here. And you could be having some anxiety, or you could be having some sleepless nights just because you're thinking about all the things that you have to do. And then on top of thinking about all the things that you have to do, you're thinking about like these different energies that you feel like are just like in your way, right? So there could be, it's kind of like, you know, whenever you open yourself up to people in your life, or whenever you open yourself up to anything new, right? Everything has an energy, whether it's a person, whether it's a project, whether it's a job, whether it's like trying to make money or like cleaning your house, like everything has energy. So when we bring something into our environment or into our life, we bring that energy into our environment. We bring that energy into our body, into our mind, into our soul in one way or another. And that energy holds space within ourselves. That energy holds space in our mind. So it's like you really need to be conscious of the space that's in your mind, right? And if there's too many different energies taking up space in your mind to the point to where you can't sleep, or you have anxiety, or you're stressed the fuck out, and like not in a good way, right? Like not in a way where you're like excited to do things again, but like in kind of like an exhausting way, you know, it might be time to reevaluate the energy that's in your surroundings, or it might be time to clear your head. You know, this is also a sign of needing to clear your head, needing to get things out, needing to talk about things, needing to get things out off your mind, needing to kind of like vent or express certain things to maybe certain people, you know, or, you know, because when it just sits in your mind like that, that is when it starts to activate your nervous system, and it just starts doing all these things. You know, it's psychosomatic. You know, it's very psychosomatic. So when we don't communicate, when we just kind of hold on to things and we're not communicating them in the proper way, or we're not using that energy, if that energy just sits there and it's not actually being used and channeled in different ways, whether it's through communication, whether it's through work, actually being like, okay, let's get rid of one of these swords and just start doing something, right? Like, you know, start, you know, like if you're just up in your bed and you can't sleep and you know you're not going to go back to sleep, might as well just get up, even if it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you're usually up at like 10 a.m., you know, might as well just get up and do it, right? You know, just to feel like, just to get it, just to feel like you're kind of purging yourself of it or cleansing yourself of it, because that energy holds space within you. And the more energy that we allow to hold space, I mean, the fact that this is Mars in Gemini really speaks volumes, because Gemini is a sign that is able to multitask, is able to take on many, many different things. But a lot of the times they don't really know their limits, okay? When we're talking about mutable signs, when we're talking about Gemini and Virgo and Sagittarius and Pisces, these are mutable signs. We don't really know our boundaries. I'm a Sagittarius, okay? Mutable signs don't really know where their boundaries are, because they can hold space for a lot of energy. But then they reach a point where they're like, oh shit, like maybe I'm holding up too much space for all these different energies. And it's like, now what the fuck do I do? Now where do I go? And a lot of the times, like, it's manageable in the sense that, like, you know, you can just kind of hop from one thing to another. It's like, you know, especially if you're inspired by so many different things, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having many different dreams or, you know, like many different desires that you want to accomplish in your life. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's sitting in there, if it's just sitting there and you're not actually doing anything about it and you're not actually channeling it and it's just sitting there, that is when it becomes a problem. And that's when it becomes psychosomatic, and it can turn into like mental conflict. It can turn into, you know, like emotional issues or mental issues or whatever the case may be. So it's going to be really important just to find the right channel and to express things the way you truly intend to express them. Don't hold back because of fear for like what the other person, this also has a lot to do with fear, out of fear for like what the other person might think or say or do. It's like sometimes you just gotta say shit, and you just gotta say it. And then let them deal with it and let them figure out how they want to take the next steps. 8 of Swords, more Gemini energy, Jupiter in Gemini. So Jupiter in Gemini is, I believe it is in its detriment or in its fall. Okay, now I'm getting it confused. It's in its detriment. Okay. So basically, like, when a planet is in its detriment, that means that it is in the opposite sign of its rulership. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius. The opposite sign of Sagittarius is Gemini. So when Jupiter is in Gemini, it's in its detriment. The same way that when Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, is in Sagittarius, it's in its detriment. I actually have Mercury in Sagittarius, so I have a detriment. I have like really good placements because I have planets that are in the rulership of the zodiac sign, but then I also have like completely the opposite. I have like three rulers in their own home, and then I have like 3 that are in its detriment or in its fall. So take that as you will, but anyway, let's keep going. We're not all perfect, but it's interesting. It's interesting to learn about this type of energy because it really, it's a challenge, but it really, really allows you to learn things, and it can be complicating, but it can be very, very interesting. So let's talk about Jupiter and Gemini, okay? When you put a planet like Jupiter of expansion and abundance and things just multiply, and when you put a planet like that, the reason why it loves Sagittarius is because Sagittarius energy is already very like expansive, okay? Sagittarius energy is already this like broad-minded thinker and always looking for truth and ready to explore and think outside the box and just like think in these really big picture kind of ways. And that's what Jupiter represents. When you put the two together, it's just kind of like, you know, apples and oranges. So when you put, so even though Gemini is a mutable sign, Gemini is more like within its immediate surroundings, okay? Gemini focuses more on community. Gemini focuses more on, you know, they might be mutable, but they focus more on, you know, so like social gatherings and friendships and siblings and like getting things done in the day to day and, you know, accomplishing goals like within, you know, they're not so much big picture thinkers. They, you know, I think that they are more able to achieve like short-term goals and kind of work from there. So when you put Jupiter in Gemini, Jupiter is like this big picture thinker. It's too big. It's like too big for Gemini. That Gemini energy starts to feel kind of crippled within itself because it wants to do so many different things, but it starts to feel almost like restricted when things start to get too big and too like idealistic and you know, because they think so much within the here and now and tomorrow and, you know, within those kind of like shorter term goals, it seems almost like going against the grain to think too far into the future or to think too big. It seems almost like, you know, shooting yourself in the foot when you think that way. Like you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. So what happens is you kind of get stuck within yourself, okay? And you feel like all of your energy and everything that you are trying to accomplish is being kind of like taken over by some bigger energy, but it's all in the head. So the Eight of Swords, this is a self-imposed energy. This is an energy of someone who thinks that, I don't know, like the world is out to get them, or who thinks that, you know, none of their, like, somehow they can't break out of their box, or, you know, you're not really able to see the bigger picture. You can't see the bigger picture. You know, you feel kind of restricted by that bigger picture because it's too big. It seems too unreasonable, or it seems like impossible, or it seems like, you know, how the heck, like, you know, this girl has her blindfold on and, you know, she's got all these swords around her, but like she's limited. She's limited in her, like, she has kind of like tricked herself into thinking that she's limited in her growth. She's limited in her ability to see outside of this kind of like, you know, little sacred circle that she has created for herself, okay? But the thing is that it's a mentality where you feel like the world around you has placed you in that box, where that's not actually true. You placed yourself in that box. You are completely capable of seeing the bigger picture. You're completely capable of stepping outside of that kind of limiting, more, you know, day-to-day type of reality, and you are capable of just kind of like taking a step back and like looking at the bigger picture and then stepping back in. And anyone is completely capable of doing this. It's just a matter of you getting out of your own head about it. You kind of like, you have to tap into your intuition. Whenever we have a blindfold on, whenever we have a blindfold on, it's about needing to tap into your own intuition. And Jupiter does deal a lot with intuition. Jupiter deals a lot with spirituality. So you're really going to have to dive within and kind of discover your own truth, discover within yourself what it is you're really looking for in life and what it is that you are really trying to obtain long term. You know, like, what is your bigger picture? You know, maybe you never actually took the time to ask yourself that question. Like, what is your bigger picture? What are your bigger goals and dreams? Okay, because that can actually help you hone in also on what you really want to give your time to. Like, what's giving you anxiety? What's too much, you know? Because it's like you want to do everything, but maybe there are some things that you can actually get rid of because it doesn't fit the bigger picture. And then you won't have as much anxiety, right? And you won't be having these sleepless nights or insomnia. So I hope that's making sense for you guys. And then we have the Ace of Swords. See? Beautiful. Beautiful. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, air energy, totally intellectual. The clarity is going to come. The clarity is here already. It's here. This is all about clarity. It's all about like being like, okay, I get it. I see it now. I see it. Okay. And you like have that idea and you're like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. You know, just kind of like focusing on that one thing. You get the bigger picture. You feel your intuition within you. You feel what the pit of your stomach is telling you. What is that bigger picture idea? And now you can more easily go through your day-to-day life and you'll know exactly what your priority is. You'll know exactly what you're going to pick up and do first. You'll know exactly what's going to come first in line, what's going to come last in line, and it's all just going to fall into place and you're just going to do it and you're just going to do it and you're just going to do it. So this Ace of Swords energy is just giving me life right now. It is literally just giving me life, like communication on point, everything on point. Let's do this shit on point. So I like that a lot. That was like, if there's any card that's going to come after that Eight of Swords, it's going to be the fucking Ace of Swords. It's amazing and it feels really good. And I'm just like, like even I'm feeling it. I'm really excited right now. The next card we have is the Magician. More beautiful energy. Like, what more can we ask for? This is major arcana energy. This is Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Okay, this is all about manifestation. It's about manifesting your dreams. It's about being like, yep, I got this in the bag. I got this in the bag. Look at this beautiful creature over here holding these crystals. Like, manifestation, like ready, like you're just ready, like you're feeling it. It's in you. It's in you, and you're just gonna do it. You're just gonna do it as like I'm really feeling like I'm really feeling like you guys out there, like you're picking up what I'm putting down. You know, you're getting it. It's coming together. It's coming together, and what it is that you really desire for yourself, the true thing of what you desire for yourself. There's no more tiptoeing around that. It's time to be clear about it. It's time to be clear about it within you and just do it. And anything that starts to like create this, anything that starts to just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like anything that starts to like probe your energy and just kind of like get in the way with your energy and kind of like distract you or like, I don't know, like make you go in all sorts of different directions, you know, because like you're trying to like, you know, because you are able to take on many different things. You are like, you have energy within you. You can hold space. We can all hold space for so many different things, but is what we're holding space for helping us like obtain that goal that we want to obtain that bigger picture? Okay. Even though Mercury does not represent like the bigger picture, because Mercury is the messenger god, right? Mercury rules, Virgo and Gemini. Mercury rules, oh my God, my heater. Mercury rules the mind and and just like the mentality. But that's exactly, it's kind of like, that's exactly what you need to hear though. It's like taking back control of your mind, taking back control of your mentality. The Magician energy is about taking back control. It's literally the opposite. Like, you know, this is like other things are having control over you. other things are having control over you. This is like, aha, now I see, I have control. And now you're like, bam, now that it's part of you. This is the realization you have control over your own mind. This is you completely embracing it, feeling it, not just in your mind, but in the pit of your stomach too, and going after what you want. Okay? And just doing it. Because you can feel it now. It's not just in your mind anymore. Now you feel it. Nine of Cups, Jupiter in Pisces. Now, Jupiter is currently in Pisces, so this is a really good sign. Jupiter in Pisces is in its exaltation. It is home with Pisces. Jupiter used to be the ancient ruler of Pisces before Neptune was discovered. So Jupiter loves Pisces. Pisces loves Jupiter. Currently, Jupiter is in Pisces, so this is really good energy. The Nine of Cups is all about wish fulfillment. It's about getting what the fuck you want. It's about going after, like, what makes you feel good. Like, that good feeling inside you, you just ride off of that. Ride off that feeling. And keep going after what you want, whatever it may be. For some of you, it's love. For others of you, it's just fulfillment. It's just feeling good, you know? Just like feeling good about yourself, feeling good about what you're doing, you know? Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a creative project. It could be like art. It could be music. It could be just like going to work and having some new idea that you want to present to your boss or your coworkers. Like, oh, let's try doing things this way. Or, you know, just going and saying what's up to your friends and being like, when are we going to hang out, you guys? You know, like whatever the case may be for you guys, but it's just that feel good energy of just kind of like knowing that you have the power within you to kind of like create your reality, to feel good, to like love yourself. Okay. And Jupiter in Pisces, these are dreamers, you guys. Jupiter in Pisces is some heavy dreamer energy. Okay. And it can definitely get lost a little bit in like illusion and fantasy but that's okay. That's okay. We need Jupiter in Pisces to kind of get lost in fantasy and to kind of imagine a more beautiful, like, you know, emotionally fulfilling world, because that is what's going to allow us to start taking the steps to actually make it possible, to make it real, to make it a reality. We need these dreams, okay? Yeah, like maybe they do feel like illusions or fantasies in the beginning, but you know what? If you believe that that is worth fighting for, then you go out and you fucking fight for that shit. Because Queen of Wands, this Aries energy, you better believe she's going to go fight for what she wants. You better believe she's going to fight for that emotional fulfillment. She's going to go fight for it. Jupiter in Pisces, you know, it might be like one of those things, you know, where it feels like, oh, this is just going to pass. Yeah, well, you know, it is just going to pass. If you don't continue to nurture that energy, then it is going to just pass, you know? So it's really just going to be about like understanding what energy you want to nurture, understanding what energy you want to flow in your life as like a constant energy and just like fighting for that energy. Okay. Really, really, really amazing cards here. Okay, so we're going to wrap up the reading. The last card over here, we have the Princess of Pentacles. This is equivalent to the Page of Pentacles. This is going to be Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn energy. I do kind of relate this, I do kind of relate the Page of Pentacles a little bit to, well, the Knight of Pentacles is actually Virgo, but I was getting some Virgo energy here. I don't know, but I was getting some Virgo energy over here with the Princess of Pentacles. So the Princess of Pentacles, these, you know, this is an energy that, you know, you do have to now, okay, so this is how I'm going to explain this. So she's holding this pentacle over here, right? This like glowing ball. We have this like cup energy in the middle of this heart over here. And it's like, it's like understanding that the energy that you hold within you, that feel good, that like, you know, whatever energy that you're feeling. And over here, it's definitely a feel good kind of energy. It's definitely a very like, you know, I'm just feeling good. That energy, it is going to create a ripple effect, okay? Whatever energy you have within you, it's understanding that the energy that you hold within you creates a ripple effect in your environment. Okay. And that, like, you know, people will, you know, it will create, it will plant its seed, right? It will plant its seed in your environment. Now, this is emotional energy, okay? The Nine of Cups, it's emotional. It's like happiness or joy, okay? Now, the Princess of Pentacles, this is earth energy. So this is about, well, okay, now asking yourself that question. Now, how can I take this energy and like put it into and make it valuable, right? Right now we're just feeling it. Right now we're just like vibing on it. We're feeling it. But when we start talking about pentacle energy, it's like, how can I now take this energy, this feeling, and make it valuable? Okay. How can I turn it into something of value? Now, this could be like the easiest example I can think of is like through music, right? You create feelings. When you turn feelings into value, you can create music with it. Like, what are you actually physically doing with it? Because pentacle energy is physical. How are you manifesting it into the physical world without just feeling it, right? Like, if you were to create like proof of your feelings, like what would you create? So it can be music. It can be anything. It can be expressing yourself in a certain way, or like, you know, like showing your heart to people by actually like opening it and saying, this is my heart, here you go, right? Like giving it to someone, or saying, this is me, this is how I feel. Like anytime you are, you know, presenting and handing over some kind of like physical, like some kind of, I guess, like physical proof of that energy, then you're beginning the process of like sharing. You're beginning the process of making it tangible, making it a reality, like actually placing it into the hands of reality and kind of like weaving it in there, okay? So I'm trying to think of like another example. Let's see. You know, just like finding what you love to do in regards to making money. And maybe for some of you, you're not even completely sure what that is yet. But what I'm truly getting with this card is like, finding not finding what you love. I think that most of you know what you love. It's like giving, it's like showing what you are passionate about, or like presenting to others or showing others. It's time to start showing people who you are. It's time to start showing people your value, your physical value, what you can offer, and what comes from, like, what you are offering from the heart in like a physical manifestation. So that is the next step in the process in order to make that dream tangible, in order to make it a real thing that can actually like be a physical representation, right? Because physical creates our reality. And then that reality that we live in, that holds energy. So the energy that you're creating in the world is going to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to like, if you're putting that energy that you want to feel into something and you're making it a physical, tangible part of reality, then that energy becomes part of your environment, and then you can continue to nurture it and like kind of live in it. And then that's how you create its reality. So I hope that's making sense for you guys. If it's like kind of confusing or whatever, feel free to like drop a comment or email me. But this is the January 23rd weekly reading. So happy Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.